Hey, what's up, everybody? It's a new week, and you know what that means? Another Smart Shade review. Today, I'm checking out something fresh, SmartWave Shades with Matter over Thread. If you're all about that future-proof, fast, and reliable smart home life, you're going to want to stick around and check this one out. Now, real quick, SmartWave Shades did reach out and offer to send me a couple of their shades to test out. But this isn't a sponsor review in any way. And as always, you're getting my honest thoughts, no sugarcoating here. I had 2 windows left in my house that hadn't been upgraded yet, so the timing was perfect. I measured and placed the order on their site, and a couple weeks later, their shades showed up, super well packaged and ready to install. If you've been following along, you know this isn't my first smart shade rodeo. This is actually the third brand I've installed in my home and the second set that I've tested that supports Matter over Thread. Why Matter matters. What makes these SmartWave shades different? It's simple, Matter over Thread. That means that they work with Apple Home, Google Home, Amazon's A, SmartThings, and Home Assistant with no extra hubs or bridges, no Wi-Fi required. Just fast, secure, local, low-power magic. You can even get them to pair with multiple ecosystems at once. So you want to control your shades with Siri and Home Assistant? Go for it. Here's why I love this direction. Matter allows manufacturers to build for one smart home standard instead of having to get certified on every single platform, or worse, not supporting your favorite platform because of the certification process. If I were building smart home products today, they would absolutely support Matter. Each new version of Matter adds more and more device types, and one day we'll get there to where Matter supports everything that we have today. Inside the box, you'll get custom cut shades, mounting brackets, a USB-C charging cable depending on the power option you went with, if you chose battery power, and honestly, one of the best printed setup guides I've seen. Full color, platform specific instructions. Yes, please. Just a heads up, you will need a Thread border router. That could be a newer Apple TV 4K, HomePod Mini, second generation HomePod, the newest Google Nest Hub, or Echo, and no SmartWave specific hub is required. The shades feel solid, the fabric looks great, and the housing is minimal and sleek. I got the white valance. I don't remember if there was a color choice, but mine came in white, and it hides the roller beautifully. The motor, not the quietest I've tested, but definitely not loud. Now, you all know me. I love smart gadgets, but I also demand manual control. I don't want to have to ask my smart assistant just to open the shades. Thankfully, SmartWave has some great wireless remote options. I especially like the little wall-mounted ones. My only complaint with the remotes is that there is no favorite position button. You can stop the shade midway or use a voice command like open to 50%, but it would have been nice to have a customizable favorite on the remote that you can just press and it will always go to that position. Installation took about maybe 10 minutes per window. You basically screw in 2 to 4 brackets depending on the size of your shade, snap in the shade, and you're done. These were some of the easiest ones I've done yet. From there, you pair it right in your smart home app. There's no dedicated SmartWave Shade app that I had to download. I used Apple Home, and it went mostly smooth, with one little hiccup, and I'll explain that a little later. To add the shades, you have to scan the Matter QR code. However, the code is located literally on the top of the shade, and if you forget to take a picture of it before you install, you'll end up having to take the shade down just to scan the code. Ask me how I know. Thread is the real MVP here. These shades respond instantly to voice commands. Open gold shade. automations and scenes as long as your Thread router is within range. I chose the AC powered motor because I could easily hide the cable neatly in my setup. But you can absolutely go battery powered. SmartWave says you'll get months worth of a charge. And of course, that depends on how much use you give the shades. You can also grab their optional solar panel to keep them topped up during the day. And the battery operated ones, of course, function during a power outage, which could also be nice to have. I got mine tied into my HomeKit scenes. They rise and lower during the sun, or close during sunset, and sunrise and sunset, and drop when I say live streaming because I want the room dark with just my lights for a live stream. You can trigger them with motion and presence sensors, schedules, or your voice. Super smooth. Now let's talk real talk. Thread is amazing when it works. It's fast, lightweight, not cloud dependent, and doesn't clog up your Wi-Fi. But it's still a bit of a wild west out there. I had to try to add the first shade to my Apple Home twice. And I couldn't add the second shade until I moved the HomePod Mini into the same room. Turns out Thread routers have about a 30-foot range on a good day. And they use the same 2.4 gigahertz or wireless frequency as your Wi-Fi. So it could be kind of crowded as it is in my home. And I was just probably outside of the range. Also worth noting, I haven't been able to add these to a second platform like Home Assistant or Homey Pro yet. For whatever reason, it just fails when I try and add it to a second platform. That's not necessarily SmartWave's fault. It's just where Matter Protocol is right now and still evolving. So it could be that my Thread router for Home Assistant isn't close enough to the shade. I've yet to figure that out. My advice, put a Thread router in every room where you plan to use the shades or other Thread devices. That's how you get that rock-solid reliability that people brag about and that Thread promises. All right, here's the bottom line. SmartWave Matter over Thread shades totally deliver. They look good, work well, and integrate seamlessly into a modern smart home, especially if you're already living that Thread life. If your other Thread gear is playing nice, these will slide right into your setup like they've always been there the whole time. Even when Thread acts up, the manual remotes still work perfectly, so they're not dependent on Thread for the remote to work. I'll drop a link in the description so you can price out your own setup. Since everything's custom, it depends on your window size, fabric choices, and control options as to how much you'll pay. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you're building your dream smart home, check out my full smart home playlist and hit that like and subscribe for more reviews just like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye, everybody.